Well, hello everyone. I'm Rodney Shortridge with Black Diamond Paranormal Society and host of Within the Chaos of Blog Talk Radio. I know a lot of you have been sending me messages and wanting to know if we're going to be doing another haunted tours up at Pocahontas this year, Pocahontas, Virginia. That would be a new. And the reason why is this is kind of complicated. I'm going to try to make this as short as I can. But the town of Pocahontas, after giving us permission, and I jumped through hoops for them and gave them everything that they wanted last year so we could get into the cemetery. And we roped it off. We didn't have nobody trample on the cemetery. They all stayed on the road. We didn't have no trouble. Um, they decided, without even talking to me, that they're going to vote, the council members that is, vote to not allow no one in the cemetery after dark, and that no one can use the cemetery for any type of profit or gain. So, with that being said, you can't go in the cemetery after dark for an investigation or a tour or see your family or none of that good shit. Even though state Virginia says you can if you have permission after dark if it's a family member. So, I don't know how they're going to get around that, but I'm sure they'll find a way. I didn't find this out until, let's say, May of this year. I've been going to the historical Pocahontas Inc. meetings ever since Tom Childress invited me to be a member of HPI back in 2009. And I was voted in as a board member in 2010. And I've been a board member ever since until June 8th of this year, which I was voted out after I left at 9 o'clock that night, because everyone knows on Thursday nights I host a show on Within the Chaos. And I've been doing this for over a year now, a year and a half or so. And the cowards, Michelle Krieger, Bobby Shue, Melissa Gilbert, let me see, what are those other two fuckwads' names? I think her name is Kimberly, and oh fuck, whatever her husband, Rudy. Uh, they became members last year, which Tom Childress did not like, did not want. Tom Childress talked to me after they were uh, brought in last year by Michelle Krieger, that he was really worried about them because they was always, him and Kimberly, or Kim, whatever her name is, constantly were rubbing elbows of things how it was being run at HPI. Granted, HPI hasn't been run the best throughout the years, but Tom Childress, that man put his heart so into that organization because his mother is the one who created it. And after Tom passing away in December, I knew my days were numbered there at HPI, because Michelle never spoke to me much last year, because she was a member of Black Diamond Paranormal Society, which is my group, and she wouldn't return my phone calls the first part of last year. Wouldn't return none of my messages, and people in the group, because where we have an office there in the fuel building in Pocahontas, were concerned with her not speaking to us. So they brought it up to a vote to change the locks until Michelle spoke to us, and so we could find out what was going on. There was no need for her running in and out of our office with us not being there, um, unless she's willing to speak to us and find out what the hell's going on. Well, we did that. We changed the locks, And within just, I guess, a day or two, while we were all gone, the stuff that we have in our office, the majority of it was donated by friends, family, and community businesses. Well, Michelle decided to take all that stuff that was donated to us and break in and steal it. When I went downstairs, like a few days later, we was having an HPI meeting. I went downstairs. I had this gut feeling something wasn't right. And I went in and I seen her shit was cleared out. So I went back upstairs and I confronted Michelle and I told her that we needed to speak about this. And she said she had nothing to say. So I called the cops and they talked to her. She admitted how she broke in, and it was left up to us to prosecute her or not. Well, I called an emergency meeting with Black Diamond, had all of the heads of Black Diamond there so we could discuss this. And we talked about this, I'm talking about, for a good 3 hours, 4 hours, well, just what to do about this situation. Because Michelle was a friend. I thought of her as a sister. She'd been in my home. She knew my family, my kids, my friends. I mean, everybody loved her. Everybody thought the world of her. I mean, she went with us to LA when we shot My Ghost Story for Pocahontas, part of it. There's a couple other shows we did for other places we've investigated. But My Ghost Story did a show about the cemetery. Granted, Michelle wasn't part of that. That was me and my son. But she was part of another show of the Molly Times house. Well, we all decided that, just let it go. It wasn't worth the fight. It wasn't worth dragging her name in the mud with her family, especially she has two sons. We didn't want to do that. We just wanted our stuff back, which we never got that. So I knew things were not going good. Um, well, let's move up to when what the hell are their last names? Anyway, Kim and Rudy, that's all I know. But when they were voted in, like I said, Tom had been talking to me about every other week about how we can't trust them, that make sure I had his back and not to let them take over, and yada, yada, yada. And, it's just, and I told Tom I would. I had his back no matter what. Loved the man, loved him like a grandfather or like a great uncle or something. Tom was a great man, and I'm saddened that he's gone, and I'm not able to keep my promise to him. But once Tom passed away, things started changing again. Like I said, they started acting funny. All the meetings, everybody hardly would say a word to me. When they brought something up, if I disagree, everybody got all pissy. And then they'd talk about how things were going to change and at the yearly meeting and how they're going to clean house. And I'm like, yep, I know it's me. I know it's me and Black Diamond. I was thinking about resigning, but I wanted to try to keep my promise to Tom to stay in there and fight. Even though I did not have no votes to help me fight them on doing a lot of stuff that Tom wouldn't agree on, like selling the property uh, uh, for Dollar Store coming there. I voted for it, and I'll tell you why I voted for it. I didn't want to vote for it, but I thought it would help Pocahontas. I thought it would help historic Pocahontas also. And then come to find out how all these people start kicking me in the balls after I gave them my yay vote to sell it. I feel terrible about it. I wish I could take that vote back, but I can't. I fucked up. That's my cross to bear. But the $40,000 they're going to receive, which I'm sure they probably already received it or going to receive it, uh, I know it's going to go on all kinds of buildings. They're going to work on everything over there. They're going to do great things. Right. Just like the $10,000 they get from you, the taxpayers of Tazewell County. Uh, that's supposed to go to help fix those buildings And somehow it never does. I know Bobby Shue was talking about how he couldn't wait to get a hold of that money so they can buy T-shirts and ball caps to sell. Talking about need to make money, and I agree. You do need to make money when you have an organization like Historic Pocahontas to help preserve those buildings. I agree, but I mean, you're wanting to take money that you already have to start working on some of these buildings to buy a bunch of shit, a bunch of merchandise, and try to sell it. Ain't nobody gonna buy it. Not many. I mean, they're going to buy 500 or 1,000 T-shirts and ball caps. They don't even have a fucking website. I did my best to talk them into let me build them a website. No, no, they don't want that. And look at some of the things that we've done since we've been there. We started there in 2008. Mayor Brown asked us to come over and do an investigation of the cemetery because of things she had seen and heard growing up and as an adult. And we worked with her, showed her what we've done and what we got. Loved it. Well, she passed away, unfortunately. And then Mayor Kanoe came in. And in 2010, I think, let me see here. I've got dates and stuff marked down here because I'll make sure I got this right. Uh, we helped with, well, matter of fact, Mayor Kanoe asked me that October or before October about what could we do at the exhibition mines to bring people in. He wanted to do something, some type of haunted thing. And I was talking about maybe some kind of historical thing. And if that didn't work, let's do just like a haunted house or something. Well, they ran with the haunted house. And they made damn good money. A hell of a lot more money than what we ever did trying to do any type of thing there, any type of tours or events. Oh my God. That was great. And I commend them for it. And we helped with it a couple of years. And I think they only did 2 years or 1 year, 2 years. I can't remember. Shit, I'm old. But we helped with that. We've investigated since 2008 the cemetery, the exhibition mines, the opera house, the rock church, the fuel building, the town hall. And then again, we've done the cemetery, I think, 2 more times. Hebrew Bryant Cemetery, Presbyterian Church, Pocahontas, Ballard Building, and I think that's about it. I mean, we try to get all the historical places up there because that's what Tom Childress wanted us to do. The reason why Tom wanted us to do that was because he wanted us to start doing tours. He wanted to do some haunted tours because Tom was a big believer in the paranormal and history. He knew that they both combined, and it would bring people in. It would be very interested, and we wanted to do it cheaply so people in our area could afford it to come in and take another look at Pocahontas and see what it has to offer. Which at the time wasn't much. This is before the ATV trails came in. And let me see here. After Tom asked me about doing the tours, we started those in 2011. I think, yeah, 2011. We started doing tours. I've even done a lot of private tours of people that was interested in uh, just going around and just looking at the town and the buildings and stuff. No big deal. Now, any money that we made went to Historic Pocahontas, except when we done the haunted tours and the Halloween dances and stuff like that. What was agreed upon? That, and I even have this in writing, that after all the expenses, uh, we would split the profits with HPI. HPI get their part, BDPS would get their part, unless we was donating to some kind of other organization like Labor of Love, which we did that 2 or 3 times, and then we'd split. Now, HBI didn't have to do a damn thing. Historic Pocahontas didn't have to do nothing. All this fell on Black Diamond. We did the history, granted with Tom's help. I wrote all that up, had the notes and everything ready for everybody. I spent hours doing that. I spent hours working on programs, flyers, radio, TV, everything we can get out. All these hours. Now, when they voted me out, they said that the reason why they voted me out was because we and I did not do enough to contribute to HPI. So, didn't do enough. All these organizing these events, spending my money at every Pocahontas candlelight ceremony on April that they have for the coal miners. I've been spending my money doing that to help them out ever since 2011, and didn't ask nothing in return. We would go and put the bags together. We would put the sand in the bags and the candles and all that, and set them out and everything. This year we bought the stuff. I just didn't set them out. The reason why I didn't set them out, I was sick and everybody else was out of town. So people in HPI had to do it, and of course they were pissed off. Now, we each year since 2011, the events that we've done, because I wrote this down because I keep great records when it comes up expenses. And if HPI wants a copy, I have a copy, and I've already gave them a copy. And something else HPI might need to know. I've recorded every fucking meeting I've been at. When you see my phone sitting there on the table, that was me recording y'all's dumbasses. And the reason why I kept those recordings was just in case you all did some monkey shit like this to me. But in 2011, we helped with the miners' reunion. We also premiered my ghost story there at the Presbyterian Church, where we went out in LA and filmed about the cemetery. We also cleaned up what we could of the Hebrew Bryant Cemetery in 2012. We did have 3 levels of darkness for Halloween scheduled, but it came a snowstorm, so we had to cancel that. We also had, we did haunted tours, we did candlelight ceremony, and also we helped with the miners' reunion. In 2013, again, the candlelight ceremony. We was able to kick off and do the 3 levels of darkness, the haunted tour investigation of the fuel building, and we also had haunted tours that year. 2014, candlelight ceremony, haunted tours, and we also had a monster mask costume dance. 2015, candlelight ceremony, and the 4th annual haunted tours. Also, we was featured on Fox 59 News as we did an investigation for them, and also another Halloween costume dance. 2016, again, candlelight ceremony, haunted tours, and I think that's all we did then in 2016 because of all the shit that was going down with Michelle breaking in our shit. I was pissed, still pissed. But everybody thinks that she's all great and mighty and all. No, she's not a very good person. Like I said, she stole from us. I know she stole from other people. And you don't believe me? Talk to the sheriff. Sheriff knows it. And there was a report and everything. So if anybody thinks I'm lying, go look it up. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help you with it. I've also spent many hours. People in my group have spent many hours. I'm talking about hundreds of, if not even close to 1,000 hours, giving our time, giving our money to I set up there's one to sell cookbooks. I sat here for 2 weeks and worked up the layout and what recipes that Tom gave me to go ahead and work up a cookbook. That never went through, but I still have the information, the flyers, like I said, for all the events. Um, Talking to the news, getting into the newspaper, going to businesses that were so gracious and giving us donations to give out for free gifts for these dances and these costume dances for the kids. I mean, I can't say enough about how from Buchanan County all the way up to Princeton and in between, and Tazewell and Richlands, everybody was great trying to help, and I appreciate it. The kids loved it, and I mean, I went through hoops many years. I went to town council trying to get the cemetery as part of the tour. They'd always reject it. But last year they agreed to it, and I thanked them. But you wouldn't believe the shit I went through. I had to come up with an emergency plan and all this, which we needed that. It just made me work a little bit harder. And I love the work we did there. And I love the people that accepted us there. I know there's a lot of people that don't accept us and can't stand us. Well, kiss my ass. Sorry. I've been there to do everything I can because I love that town. I did. I loved it with all my heart. But now it's left a really bad taste in my mouth. And I can tell you, with the short period of time that what we've been, granted, it's not a lot of money, but we're proud. Black Diamond and the people that has helped me, family, friends, group members, volunteers, we're proud of the $641.86 that we raised for HPI. Like I said, it ain't much, but that was a lot of work for that $641.86. But everybody wants to know how much BDPS profit from it. I can tell you, minus $14.26. That's how much we make. That's after all the expenses. That's after everything being paid for. Throughout all these years, these few years, that's how much we made. Now these fuckers sitting up there in those offices thinking that I was cheating them. They actually thought I was actually cheating them. When I've been doing this for years and never cheated a damn thing. I showed every receipt. Every fucking penny was accounted for. And they start questioning me. There it is in black and white. You want to go through the past years? Hell, I got copies of all that. I just want to thank Tom Childers for giving us this opportunity, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of something that meant so much to him, and then it meant so much to me. But after he passed away, it'll never be the same. And whatever HPI does now, I wish them luck. I hope they all go to hell though, because the way they're operating HPI is not what Tom wanted. HPI is about the historical part of the town, the history that meant so much to Tom. These people in there right now are all about the money. They found a way that they could work under 501(c) and do some probably back door making some money. Gotta watch them. And plus, I want to thank you all that have supported us and that has helped us and come out to these events and showed your appreciation and your pictures and your audio and video. Man, I loved it. I loved it. It was great. But there's a contract that's been signed with all these investigations we've done with all these buildings of HPI that belong to Tom Childers and Black Diamond. And if you all go to any haunted tours or tours they have up there without us, and they mention one damn thing about anything being haunted or anything about Black Diamond, please contact me, because it says strictly in our paperwork that they cannot use our name or anything that we have used without my permission. And guess what? I'm not giving them permission for shit. So, that's it, I guess. But I can tell you something. Tell you a little secret. We're working with a lady, and next year we got some big shit coming down the pike. So don't worry. We got to sit on the sidelines this Halloween. We got to sit on the sidelines because we ain't got a town no more. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe some other team can go up in there and, deal with their bullshit like I have for, what, 8, 9 years. Go for it. Have more power to you. I wish you luck. But next year, yeah, we got some private investigations set up at a really active place. We're working on a Paracon. We're working on some other big shit, big news coming down the pipe. So again, you people at Historic Pocahontas, you can kiss my ass. You can kiss the ass of Black Diamond and within the chaos, because I tell you, we worked our ass off. And for you all to say that we didn't contribute, fuck you. And for all you all that supported us, we'll be back. We're busy. We got shit going on. Don't you worry. Oh, big guy ain't letting nobody down yet, and I ain't going to start now. So you all have a great night. Anybody's got any questions, feel free to call me. Email me. Facebook me. Shit, put it up in the damn smoke. I'll see it. Y'all have a good night. This is Rodney Shortridge, signing out.